Hey guys, Shane here, Fugatech 3D Printing. Today we're going to check out the May 3D Geek Box. So welcome back. I haven't done a review on any of these boxes yet, so I figured I would start with May. I might go back and do the April project later, but we're going to do May first. So the 3D Geek Box is from Maker Geeks, and they do this little, it's a $30 a month subscription, and you get 2 spools of filament and a something. At first it was a 3D printing accessory. Now it seems to be a little project that comes in every box. Some of the early ones actually came with 3 spools of filament depending on what they were giving out. So it really varied on what it was. Now it seems to be pretty solid. There's a little 3D printing project in every box. Let's check out what comes in it. So right on top we have some accessories here. So we have some CR2032 batteries. There's 5 of those. There are 5 little LEDs. They're very small 3mm LEDs. And there are, looks to be the same amount, 5 little rare earth magnets. Very, very small, very, very thin. This looks to be the project. Now inside there's this great big sheet, and this tells you everything it is about. So this is the May Geek Box. Throw yourself into this project. Ha ha ha. They say that because the project is actual what's called a Throwie. LED Throwie. So right off the top it tells you what's in the box. It tells you it is a spool of the new Raptor HD Clear PLA, and it gives you a bunch of specs about that. The next one is a spool of Maker Series PLA. Does not tell you what the color is on the sheet, and it does give you temperatures and some printing specs for both of these on how to make them print well. The 5 2032 batteries, 5 8mm by 1mm rare earth magnets, and the 5 LEDs, 1 in each color. And then next it tells you how to anneal the Raptor PLA. A Raptor PLA is annealable, makes it stronger. It walks you through how to do that. The 3D Throwie project. It tells you about the project. It gives you the Thingiverse URL here, so you can go there, type that in, and that's where you're going to find the file for you to print. And then it tells you about some of their social media, what you can do to stay in touch with them on that. So now let's check out what filament came in here. So they said Maker Series PLA, and here it is. It is Tiger Stripe Orange, which is very, very bright orange. Now, I always say this, I really do like this about the Maker Geeks filament, the simple fact that they come in a Ziploc bag. So you rip this off and then you can reseal the bag. This is used for people that are new to 3D printing, that live in very humid areas, that need to put their filament away. Luckily, I don't have to do that with all my spools here, but that is something that you need to worry about. Nice big pack of silica gel in here, so print with it, put it back in here, seal it shut, it'll stay nice and dry. The wind on this is really nice. Their spools actually are pretty nice. Sometimes they're a little loose. This one doesn't feel to be very loose. And we also in here have the Raptor Series PLA HD Clear. Oh, this is also the 1.75mm box. I believe there's also a 3mm option that you could purchase. Okay, so back to the spool. Again, very well wound. Doesn't seem to be too loose, which is good. We also have, again, the sealable bag, which is nice. So that's all fine and dandy. Okay, so I'm going to do this a little bit different, almost like I do how the Maker Box videos go. I'm going to do at least my Maker coin in both of these filaments to give them a try, maybe something else, and I'm also going to go ahead and print out some of the little Throwies from Thingiverse, and I will try those out and see if these work. I did hear a rumor that not all of the LEDs and not all of the batteries worked, so it will be interesting to see if they all work for me. So with that, let's cut to some time lapses, and then we'll come back, we'll put together the Throwie, and we'll check out how the filament performed. Okay, so printing with this material actually went really, really well. I was very surprised with all of that. I shouldn't say very surprised. I've had a lot of success with Maker Geeks filament. I've also had some downfalls with it. So, you know, your mileage may vary on whether you get a bunch of good rolls or whether you get a spotty roll here and there. So what I did for prints is I went ahead and print out a vase mode in the clear filament simply because clear with vase mode is just great looking. I printed my Maker coin in both of them. I printed a little benchy here in the Tiger Stripe Orange. As a kind of durability test, I printed a belt buckle that I designed very quickly in Fusion 360, and this was actually for an apron that I just made for like kind of workshops type things, so I just to get myself all dirty. And I'm going to show you how strong this is, and then I also printed out the little throwies. So with that being said, let's take a closer look. The very first thing I want to look at are the throwies. Now as you can see, here I have little tiny LEDs, and here I have much larger ones, so 3mm and 5mm. The problem is these tiny 3mm ones that were sent in the Geek Box are too small. The problem is the leads are not long enough to fit around the battery like they should. So when you put an LED on here, you wrap one leg just underneath right here, and it just stays right there and makes contact with the top of the battery. You wrap the other one all the way around, kick it so that it can touch the battery down below. Now I think these Throwies are a very cool little project, but very poorly thought out by Maker Geeks, and I don't really think that's a good thing, because if you're going to send this out to hundreds of people, you should at least test out to make sure what you're sending out actually works the way you want it to. So this was a big disappointment across the community. I just so happen to have a bunch of colored LEDs that I could easily just swap these out for. And kind of show you how they work, I just got my metal little scraper here. Once these attach to a piece of metal, they should illuminate like so. And I've got red, I've got yellow, orange, green. That's the orange. It's the UV. This needs a little bit of adjustment. So you kind of just have to play with these arms on the back a little bit. Adjust that one. And blue. Blue's tough because blue actually requires the most power. Red requires the least amount of power. Where's it at? Yeah, so red only needs, I think, like 1.3 volts, and it's a 3-volt battery, where blue requires upwards of 4.8 volts, so you're not getting quite as bright out of it. But actually the yellow and the orange came out really well too. That one comes out really nice. Okay, let's start with the Tiger Stripe Orange. So this is their Maker Series PLA, so that's like their standard PLA. And this benchy came off of my G-Tech Persa i3 aluminum, which is heavily modified. But as you can see, I mean, it turned out pretty doggone well, I think. There's a tiny bit of drooping right there. The back window turned out good. The front window turned out really good. No real drooping on any of those. It's all solid in there. All of the layers are filled in, so the top layers, there's no gaps anywhere around it. I mean, the printer printed it very, very well. You can see a little bit of the layer lines. I think that's the filament. This is not quite a transparent. It's a very interesting color. I like it. And it printed again. This just printed beautifully. And again, all of these, I should have said, I mean, all of these were 100% infill. They all printed first time. I put 6 of them on the printer at once, and they were no issues at all. And this again as well, no issues at all. Now looking here at my Maker coin, again, it is pretty much flawless. There were no real issues with this. On the bottom here, it actually handled the walls really well. I was very surprised by that. There's a couple spots here and there. Again, that's pretty standard for the PLA, but other than that, it handled it very, very well. Bottom layer went down well. All the side walls are nice and smooth. The top layers just look beautiful. Again, this is really, really crisp, and I really like it. Okay, now we're going to switch gears here to the Raptor series PLA. Now this is their more high temp, high strength PLA that Maker Geeks provides, and this is in a clear. So it's really, really hard for you guys to get a good look at how this performed. I can do it by feel, and it came out absolutely gorgeous here on the top. It just is very smooth. This is 2 perimeters, 4 top, 3 bottom, same as the orange. But again, with the clear filament, you'd have to do tons and tons and tons of solid layers in order to not be able to see that infill. The bottom came out equally as well as the orange did. I can feel the rough parts around here where there's a little bit of issue, but not much at all. And here as well, it feels fairly smooth, but there are a few rough spots where it went over the support. Other than that, it came out absolutely crisp and clean and very, very strong. And to show you guys how strong it is, I printed this little belt buckle, and this is 3mm all around, and I think this is 5mm here in the middle, and it's 5mm tall. I printed this belt buckle for a shop apron that I just created. So I'm going to put a strap in here and show you guys the strength. Okay, so I've got a strap looped on each side of it, and I'm going to and I can't break it. It's 100% infill. Again, 3mm This is insanely strong. It barely even flexes. If I try and squeeze it, I'm gonna hurt myself. It is so strong. I am so impressed with the strength of this material. It is just absolutely great. And it prints at 245, so it prints at PETG temperatures, but they call it a PLA. I might call it a PETG, but it prints like PLA. So it's a very interesting material, and it is amazingly strong. So if you guys do have a chance to pick this up, I highly recommend checking this out. Okay, and lastly here, I printed a vase mode, just a twisted vase, just on one of the things I have on Thingiverse I found, and I print this in several different filaments, and this came out beautifully. So you can see there's actually a little bit of variation in the coloring as you twist it around, which I actually found very interesting on how it kind of changes. Some are a little more matte, some are a little shinier. Makes it a very cool effect. And for PLA, normal PLA would split right here. On any of these layers, these would actually split. But with this Raptor, PLA doesn't flex that much, but this stuff does, and that's pretty cool. Okay, so final thoughts on the May 3D Geek Box by Maker Geeks is it's 50-50. Their little, project was a total bust because the LEDs don't even work for what they sent. So that kind of sucks. Thankfully, I had LEDs that could work, and I was able to make it work. There's probably a lot of people out there that got this box, don't have a makerspace like me, and don't have the materials that I do, and don't have LEDs to be able to make these work. So that's not a good thing. But the filament printed out beautifully. Both of them came out very, very well, very, very clean. I fully expect to be using this Raptor PLA for other more applications that I need to have strength, so more of these strap type deals or whatever I need. It came out very well, and I'm very excited about how that printed. And again, your mileage may vary with some of the Maker Geeks filaments. I've had a problem with 2 rolls so far out of the 10 or 12 that I have, so take that for what it's worth. I have reached out to them to get a replacement roll. I have not received those replacement rolls yet. And if you guys are thinking about subscribing to the 3D Geek Box, head on down the video description. There's going to be an affiliate code down there where you guys could sign up. I greatly appreciate anyone that uses that. And that's going to wrap it up. So I thank you guys for tuning in for this video. I hope you enjoyed these ones. I'm going to start doing the videos for the Maker Geek Boxes probably pretty regular now. So I hope you guys enjoy this. And if you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, thumbs down. Talk to me down below in the comments. If you want to support the channel, best way to do it, subscribe. If you want to use some of your own money, hit me up on Patreon, donate me $1 more. I greatly appreciate it. My current Patreons, thank you so much for your support. If you want to help me out without spending your money, affiliate links are down in the video description for all kinds of vendors. Update your bookmarks, do your daily shopping with those, and I greatly appreciate it. And as always, guys, happy printing.